All the girls they dance galala, all the students don't cause casala. For this dance you don't do shakara. Oh yeah, honey, like I do, like I do, like I do, like I do. To your hand, to the front, I know ya, to the back. Skele, 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 skele. Okay, what is the plan? I have met all of your demands. Say you want to dance, you want all the money from my band. Oh yes, scatter the ground. Got the baddest they better in town. When they see me around, they just scatter the dance like a whole of you go. We are so do. Oh yeah, that's the ground. Like a this, like a that. Oh the girls they dance galala.
We've got the vision of one woman, and although she's had an awful lot of help from an awful lot of people, it does take some guts, vision, determination, persistence and great faith to keep this project going and to keep pushing and driving it to the next level. So I'm going to ask us to stand for a moment. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to stand for a moment, purely because I think that this individual deserves a standing welcome and round of applause. Pastor Kusura up there, so she can tell us a bit more about the vision of this school. Thank you. See the difference one human being can make.
Days. The girls who were fetching water, they were beginning to change their hairstyles. The young men are talking about marriage. They've seen money in their pockets. And for 3 months, I worked with these boys and girls. Of course, if somebody comes and they want to just stand around and watch, I'll gently encourage them to go away because we have come to actually work. We have a target. I had to finish this building within 3 months. And we did that for 3 months. From the 26th of March to the 26th of June, I finished the house. In fact, when we got there, it was forest. So I actually had to go and bring a grader to cut a road to the site, to dig the trenches and build the house. Roofed, everything laid out. I ran out of money, so I came back. These people think I'm the richest woman on earth. This person comes in, I want to be like you. So I said, what do you mean? You're always counting money. So this is other people's money that I'm looking after. Within 6 months, finished the house, came back. My team in the Word Church, where are they? Very, very... When we talk about commitment, we're not big. We're, I think, Bim, how many are we now? 18 or 20? Not big. Because I think the big church, it could kill me. Because I don't like to carry too much for problems. Because I think even me, I'm enough problem for me. God has a great sense of humor. Because when I look at me, if I was God, I wouldn't give what I'm doing to me to do. I don't have a clue about anything that I'm doing. The education, and for me to do education, but then God sent the top person, the top school in this country, this city, the charter school, one of the top best performing schools in this inner city London, the charter school. And they gave the deputy head teacher, Betsan Williams, who spoke here a few minutes ago, to go with me to Ghana for 5 weeks. She lived in the village with me for 5 weeks. We went to the education office. She studied the syllabus and everything, and how she could understand the systems and how to actually bring it to the level that we are looking to achieve in the area. You see, we've gone to a very remote part of Ghana, but the goal is not to just go and give them what they're used to, but give them something better. And so everything we're doing, in fact in our school, it's very, very basic. But everything we're doing is trying to bring the kids to a higher level, giving them a sense of, I must get this. I must come up. And they are coming up. To the point that when we started the school, we started with 40 children. And to actually try to find out their standard before they came in, we did 4 entrance exams and not one person passed anything. So in the end we decided, let's take the first 40 who want to go to school. So we chose 40 students, and the interesting thing was it was almost equal parts of boys and girls. 40, and we started. And right now, out of that group, where is the picture of Enoch? He was one of the pioneers. Now, right now, Enoch is he's just qualified in the Ghana Navy. Wow. He sent me these pictures 3 days ago. 2 boys from our little village school qualified, a whole national, thousands of students sat this exam, and 2 of them came from Jubilee. Now, there are people in here who sponsored Enoch through the school. I have got Francis was mentioned earlier. Francis is actually being sponsored by Betsan's mom's chapel in Wales. These 70, 80, 90 plus year old ladies will sell you cakes and all sorts of things, raising money to sponsor these children in the village. I have got 5 girls who are in teachers training colleges. I've got 3 young men in universities in Ghana. And I have got so many more lined up waiting for sponsorship. They are so hungry for education that, like the young ladies were saying about the hunger of these children to get education, because they realize that without education they will be stuck in the village. Now our theme is to go alongside them to help the people to help themselves. So we are bringing quality, poverty alleviation through quality education. And so the standard is very high, and by God's doing, we've been linked with a charter school, and right now our school has been appointed to run a pilot project on this Pixel program, whereby no child, if supported properly, should fall below grade C5. Okay? They're sponsoring Michael to come. Our head teacher was actually meant to be here as well, but he was refused visa. I think the reason why they refused him was this, one of the reasons, because they asked for his salary. And the head teacher of the school, of course, they were expecting that he would say maybe about 25,000 or 35,000. His salary at the Jubilee from us is £178 a month. So obviously he didn't impress the British High Commission, even though he was fully sponsored and he wasn't going to pay for anything because the whole thing was paid for by the grant. He couldn't come. But I do believe that next year he would come. Another opportunity will come. To sponsor, to support, to help, to change the destiny of these young men doesn't cost much at all. In the village, to hire a room for the head teacher is £2 a month. So of course, if he gets £178 a month and £2 for rent, they walk everywhere. You don't have any overheads for transportation. Food is very cheap. In fact, the mothers donate food to them. So how I get the young men to come and teach in my schools, look, if you stay here quietly for 5 years, you can actually save money. There's not much distractions, and then if you want to actually top yourself up, for instance, you want to do a postgraduate, we can actually help you. And truly, we are doing that because our head teacher has embarked on a postgraduate course, and the whole semester was £250. So in fact, one of my trustees is like, is that all? Give me the money for him. He has actually finished the first semester. He's going to. It takes so little to help in transforming lives in a way that you can't imagine it. See, for £2 gives 2 meals a day, breakfast and lunch at Jubilee for 4 days. Okay, £2, 2 British pounds. Like somebody said, at the price of a Happy Meal, you can get a school uniform for a child for a whole year. The reason why aid to Africa, Ghana, that I know of, is not producing much resources because most of it doesn't go to where they are needed. It's a pure lack of proper stewardship. If it is looked after properly, it goes very far. A couple in our midst here gave me £10,000 to build a home economics block for our school. It's built. And right now, our school restaurant, the canteen in our school at Jubilee, the charter school students will bear me out, is the best, the most posh school canteen in Ghana. That's a fact. I'm not joking. And you know what? I was determined to give them the best. I was given a £2,000, 2,040 actually. Again, donation to put furniture, tables and chairs into the dining room. You know, our dining tables are posh than these ones. And it's made with pure timber, proper timber, polished to perfection. And you know, it's like, when they sit on it, it's like, be careful, if you pour water on this, I'll kill you. Guard it with your life. Because the people are giving out of their generosity of their hearts. It's not because these people are all loaded. The people are sponsoring the project. People like yourselves. No one is super rich. But giving children in my church, I encourage to sponsor children, and they do. one of my young niece, Christabel, Booksy, where are you? And Ibuku, they were children, but they were sponsored because £2 was educating somebody. And we have a relationship with the children that we're sponsoring. So when they go through education and they qualify, for instance, the girls who have done home economics, when the teams come, they will actually come and serve. They come and cook in the house. Why? Because they have benefited from the generosity of the... I become so popular in the area. You know how they describe me? You know, the lady who brings white people to the front. Everybody knows me in Ashanti Akim. You just say, you're going to the lady who brings white people to Ashanti Akim, and they'll bring you to my house. It is purely because I realize that so little goes so far in Africa when it is looked after properly. That is the key. And so I want to encourage you all. I like relationships where people are awesome. Everybody here, if I had to mention names, everybody here have touched my heart, my life in a way that I can't express it. And I just want to encourage you. You've done so much already, but I encourage us to do more, because you sow into the lives of these young people and they're transformed and their community is transformed. In fact, the kind of relationship we have with them, all of them are saying, when I finished, I also want to support somebody, just as I was supported. So we are actually beginning to change the mindset of give me, rather into I want to give. It's actually happening. And I do believe that these kids are not joking or lying. Small gifts. Last year when we did the event, see, I have this box, this thing. It changes into a box. And it was a challenge. I was challenging everybody. If you take one every week, if you put £1 in, at the end of the year, it's 52 pounds. The goal is to raise about 1,000 people giving me £1 a week. Now, if I had £1 a week, £1,000 a week to run the school, because right now, my overhead, like cash flow to actually keep the school going, paying teachers and day-to-day running, I need about £2,000 a month. Now, if I get 1,000 people paying £1 a week, I can transform Ashanti Akim. £1,000 a week. I mean that, because the money goes very, very far. And the nursery education. In fact, I've actually visited some of the universities, and £25 a month gives university education in Ghana. £25 a month. So some of my sponsors have actually started topping up their 20 with £5 extra. Just recently, this year, I've come into contact with a humanitarian organization. And they said to me, I've actually been to the warehouse in Leighton Buzzard. If you can pay for a container, we'll give you £100,000 worth of goods. made inquiries. A container, 40-foot container, is £2,000. It's like, this is going to be a key to open the community to you. If I get the container, there will be pictures of a Durbar, you know, how the chiefs would welcome me into their midst. The best thing that ever happened to them is this woman who has come to bring hope to them. Can you imagine? It's a bit too late this December because it takes at least 4 or 5 weeks for the ship to get to Ghana. So we are planning towards an Easter egg. 2 container loads of computers, of food items. The Girls Guide organization, one of my nephews, his wife works with them. They were going to throw away these t-shirts, and the girls said, my auntie can use them. They've sent me a message. They've got 40 large boxes of clothing, brand new tops, which is going to go in this container. Years ago, they gave me some, and in fact, we use those tops. You know those Girls Guide tops? Some of them are size 24. Okay? But then I have a local tailor. He charges me £1, 5 cedis, and then he'll trim it to any size you want. And he's got a big business. He's so excited.